Hey guys, our decline here, average picker, so it's a little bit late at night. When is it not for me? And we're going to try to get through the challenge lock by West Coast Picks. And this one's got the ever-promising title of a not very easy. So yeah, that'll make you feel good. We are doing bottom of the keyway tensioning, and the reason is I've got about 5 minutes on this lock already. I was doing top of keyway tension and filming, and I ended up spilling the lock out of the clamp, and then I had some issues getting it clamped back up. But I did notice I was having trouble getting a good solid lift on pin 1, and so I decided for this I would just switch and we'll try it bottom of keyway tensioning. Hopefully I'm not going to bind onto the core at the bottom there. We'll see what we can get. I don't remember if I mentioned it in the last video, but I did update the about section for this channel, and it now has my email address in it, as well as my mailing address. So I don't know how long I'm going to keep it that way. I mean, I don't mind having my email address in there, I guess, but I don't know about my mailing address. That's a little sketch. So if you're looking for it, pop on over there and make a note of it. So I figured we'd try it for a minute and see how it went. So the problem with bottom of the keyway is I'm getting a lot of false feedback as I'm pushing into that tensioner. It's making it hard to figure out what exactly is going on. It's giving a very nice picking platform though, other than that. But I don't know, it doesn't feel like we've really made much progress. This core is weird too. I've noticed there's a lot of, we got a little tiny rotation on the core. I don't know if it's coming across in the video. Hopefully you can kind of see it. It's got a fair amount of vertical kind of bob to it. It has, it almost shuffles around a bit. So that's interesting. I don't know what necessarily effect that's having. Okay, maybe a little bit more. I feel like pin 1 is just not setting for us. But it was in the other previous 5 minutes, I was kind of fighting the tensioner to get up under there and get a good clean poke on it. This is a 6-pinner. Okay, a little bit more of a rotation when we got back around 4 or 5. And let's see, 6, 5, and 4 are all being very stubborn for us. I got something. Go in there with just a standard hook. I'm holding a fair amount of tension on the lock. In part because it's got all that bob to it, and I'm trying to control that a little bit. and in part because I keep banging into it with the pick. Oh gosh, oh, we just fell into a really deep false. if you can see that. Now this is where having a bottom of keyway tensioner is going to get in the way as I try to navigate this false, because I've got to find the pin that's giving us the most feedback. And that's going to be hard when the tensioner is wanting to lift. Yeah. We are picking counterclockwise, mostly because I wasn't thinking with applying bottom of the keyway tension. Oh, right there. Boom. I just tapped, it was 5 or 6. I just touched it and it fell open. Okay, let me fix the camera here. Wow, that took us a hot minute. We do have a key for it. There it is. Okay, so there's our Not Very Easy by West Coast Picks. And look, oh my goodness, smooth, smooth, smooth. Of course I still have not. Man, I should have grabbed a pair of pliers before starting this video, shouldn't I? I'll just nudge it out that way. Oh, there we go. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Whoever set that up. We're gonna have a ooh, nice. So there's a core. We'll take the thing out. So let's see what we got going on in here. So 6. Just some light serrating on 6. Ooh. Our 5 is like a little bullet-looking guy. We've got a. It looks like a pin and pin is coming out of 3. What is going on? What in the world? Yeah, okay, wow. 3 is very interesting. I don't think I've quite seen a pin and pin like that one before. Or, I'm sorry, 4. I meant 4. And mostly like serrations. And what we got going on up here? And we've got threading in chambers 2, 4, and 6. And no undercuts. We got another pin and pin just slid out of 1. And I'm not even sure what to call the one that just came out of 2. Shit. I believe that's how it was. Yeah. Three is a standard. Or 4, rather. Guys, another pin and pin just popped out of there. Was not expecting him. And we got any core work. It looks like we're pretty clean upstairs. All right, guys, I'll get the camera flipped around and we will take a look at these. Okay, so There's our core. You can see threading on 2, 4, and 6. And we don't have any undercutting or anything crazy like that going on. If we start back here, let's look at 6. So a lot of our key pins are essentially this. We've got some kind of variation of that on 1, 2, and I guess we'll take a look at 5. Yeah, butterfingers tonight. But check out 4. So 4 is a pin and pin job. Look at how he sat. And he just sat right in there like that with the shear line across the top. So yeah, you could lose that little bit in there. I don't know if I've ever seen a pin and pin though where it's quite like that. It could just be maybe a little bit of a wafer or something. They put a hole through, but that's really a neat little pin and pin. That's a pretty cool little driver. I mean, this little part down here, not really going to come into play, but just that little tapered off kind of spool element there, it's going to go a long way. And then of course 1, it's kind of a variation of 6 that we saw, again with some light serrating in there, which I'm always a fan of sticking something like that on there. So if we go up to the 1 driver though, so our 1 driver was another pin and pin. See him there. I don't know what to call these guys. I've seen them turn up a few times. I mean, it's sort of tiered like a wedding cake. So I guess we'll call it a wedding cake of some sort. A little bit steeper, goes into a little bit of a kind of what you'd expect on a T element though, where you just have that little nub designed to catch. Fairly classic spool, but with an extra little serration there going on. And we got a standard on 4 that was matched up to our really cool pin and pin key pin. And we've got another pin and pin on 5. He's driving a few serrations on himself there. That's very nice. I am not 100% which way he was orientated though. I think it would have been that way. And that would match the first one, but I'm not 100% sure. But anyway, let's take a look at the 6th guy. And there's our number 6. So it looks like, it might have been an act, looks like it has just a light rub across there and then just a good little serration on him. And of course, 6 was one of our ones. And 4 was teamed up with that guy. And 2 was teamed up, and those serrations would work real well because it's going to grip on that thing just all the way through them and then till that final catch. But yeah, so there at the very end, we were in kind of a deep fall set. And all I had to do was come back, and I'm not sure which one, because all I did was touch one of these 2 with the pick. I wouldn't even hardly call it a lift. I mean, it really was just kind of a brush by it. And we had that turnover. So, I mean, given the deep falls, I would imagine we could have been just hanging up on that little tip there from 5. And it was just enough to tip them over when we brushed them. So, okay, not very easy by West Coast picks. Come on, West Coast, is that all you've got? Huh, that's it. Anyway, I appreciate you for putting this guy up, and thanks to K1 for sending it to me. All right, you guys have a good night.